Good morning, Professor Vaibhav Singhal. It's very happy. We are very happy to have you in taking part of the conference of International Conference of Construction Materials and Structures organized by the IIT Tirupati and especially the Civil Engineering and Department. So we have just a few couple of questions, very simple questions. And to start with, I would like to ask you the question. So what inspired you basically in those days to do civil engineering?
First of all, thank you for inviting, and especially I congratulate all the organizing team to have such a great and grand conference. What I will say, civil engineering I came by mistake somehow. So when I started after finishing my 10th, so somehow I was interested in some kind of practical knowledge in all these things. So I filled up a form of diploma engineering. So my journey in civil engineering started from after 10th in diploma, and at that time I do not know how to fill the form and all these things. My elder sister, I asked him to fill the form, and most likely she put civil engineering as a first choice. So I joined civil engineering as in diploma somewhere in 1996, and the good thing about the diploma engineering is that it gives us a lot of practical knowledge rather than a BTech engineering where we have mostly science, mathematics oriented subjects. So that is how after finishing my diploma I really got interested in civil engineering and to learn more about high-rise buildings, bridges, how they are constructed, how they are designed. And then I did my BTech from the same university, and after doing my BTech I was not satisfied actually. But still I have to learn more, because in BTech undergrads we just have basic understanding of civil engineering. So then I talked to my professor that what should I do. So he said that you should go for a master's, and I didn't apply for any job. I directly went for a master's in IIT Kanpur, and there I got inspired to do PhD and do the PhD and then join academic institute. So I think it all depends on how you create interest and what is your own motivation. But these days I can see that many kids, young generation, they are more falling towards pay scale, the jobs and all these things. But they also have society pressure. We cannot also blame them.
Yes, it's true. In addition to that, nowadays civil engineering, as you said, it's in, we can't say the bad condition, it's going to the reverse back turn. So as you work in this confined masonry and reinforced concrete buildings, basically the behavior assessment, and you also work in the developing the techniques to assess the condition assessment of the bridges. So what your career excited to do this research, and what you see them as in the future? How could they change the current challenges we face in the?
So actually there are multiple questions I think you've asked. So first thing about working on a masonry or a low cost construction techniques. So what I have seen, I have seen many damaging earthquakes. I have been to a lot of surveys after the earthquake, and I have seen that most of the structures which used to get damaged are these low-rise buildings, which have a very low level of engineering. And somehow in last 20-30 years, there is a paradigm shift from masonry to a reinforced concrete. And it is always not easy to design a reinforced concrete frame. It is a very complicated and complex structure. It looks easier, but designing it for earthquake forces, seismic forces, it is quite complicated. So the reason of working on this confined masonry was that to provide some kind of a construction system which can be easily adapted and which can also be easy to design. For low-rise building, for 2-3 story buildings, one do not need to do any analysis and all, and can be designed as a simple earthquake resistant structure. And now coming to all these assessment of bridges and all this thing, I do a lot of assessment and evaluations. But what we have seen also in last 10-20 years, all these concrete construction which has been done, and lot of plenary speakers also have mentioned, we do not know how to handle concrete actually.
Yes.
We we are abusing concrete, literally. So the problem what is happening, we have seen on the side that even the structures which are just 10-year-old, 20-year-old, they are deteriorating, and we cannot even live on these structures. So there is a serious issue, especially regarding a good construction practice in India, and it is mostly happening because of a lot of development which we are seeing, lot of funds which are put in for the development. But somehow we have to stop and look at what we are doing. We have to strengthen our code compliances. We have to strengthen our construction practices so that we should make more durable and more sustainable construction for various different forces, either earthquake, either fire, either wind. Things are improving, but I can say that still we have to climb a mountain, Mount Everest or something to make a good resilient construction for a future generation.
In continuation to that, sir, nowadays we have so many advanced materials. And how can we see these advanced materials replacing our traditional materials, which are better in performance?
Yeah, so definitely these advanced materials have a lot of scope and they have a lot of good properties, but still for maximum of the advanced material we do not know about their long-term effects. So good amount of research is required, and they have some promising properties like using fibers, using these carbon fibers or various kind of a fabric, using this ultra high performance concrete. They all have a good potential, but all of what is happening that whenever we see anything which is good, we try to adopt it very quickly.
Yes.
But we have to also think that our construction materials are not like a mobile phones, because these construction materials or whatever we are using, we are building them for 50 years or 100 years. So of course they have good potential, but a lot more has to be done so that we can adapt them into the constructions.
To continue, sir, what is your opinion on young researchers to do basically to choose a research area which could potentially make them or grow in that area? What advice you can give?
See, advice, what I can see, the scenario in last 10 years. So slowly, instead of focusing only on the core research or the core engineering, we are moving towards the interdisciplinary research. So if suppose you are working on ultra high performance concrete or you are working on a masonry, so you also have to look at the other aspects, not only the strength part, because when we study IS-45, so when I study the concrete design or steel design, we were taught that the three things are important: the strength, stability, or you can say the safety and the serviceability, and the economy. So these are the three aspects. But nowadays, the manageability and the durability of the structures are also becoming another two important aspects. So for that, we have to work in an interdisciplinary term. So being a researcher, do not make yourself limited to one or two things. Try to explore some other areas where you can provide a more impactful research or outcomes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
To have you here in IIT Tirupati and taking part of ICCMS 25. Would you like to comment on the ICCMS 25?
No, it is. I already said it is an excellent conference, and I congratulate all the organizing team. We have done a tremendous job, and I think one of the best conferences I have attended in India.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, our Indian culture is such that we always treat everybody like a Maharaja. So that is what I have feel here, and I have been treated so well, and I can see all the smiling faces. So good, and a good best of luck for you another one more day.
Yes, sir. Yeah.